Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Sheriff David G., thank you for being here this afternoon. I do want to begin by saying thank you to the Hillsborough County School Board. Thank you for being so cooperative. Thank you for working so well with us in this investigation. To the parents that day, Friday, thank you for being so patient with us while we accounted for every child. I want to thank those kids who helped their fellow classmates get out of that bus and get them to safety. And I also want to thank our deputies, without hesitation, ran into the water and started searching that murky alligator-filled water to make sure that every child was safe. Matter of fact, they stayed in the water until our dive team arrived, and our dive team continued to search once again until we knew that every child was safe. Friday afternoon, around 2:30 in the afternoon, we get dispatched to a call of a school bus that had crashed into a lake. We immediately sent deputies or anywhere in the area responded, as we know, and arrived on scene within minutes. Parents who were driving by stopped to help the kids. Like I said, fellow classmates and our deputies began removing every child from that school bus. After we knew that every child was accounted for, all 31 students, then the real work began. Then it was time to put the pieces of the puzzle together to determine what exactly occurred that day. We knew it was either a mechanical failure or it was going to be driver error. That next day, we began this exhaustive investigation to determine exactly what did occur. We brought in an independent mechanic, and we were unable to replicate any type of mechanical failure on the bus. So then we began pulling video footage from inside the bus, video footage from the guard shack, along with the GPS, which determined the bus's speed. Parents, rest assured that we left no stone unturned in this investigation, and the driver's actions were his mistakes and his decisions were careless. And today, we concluded our investigation charging the school bus driver, 50-year-old Lenore Safeman, with careless driving. At this time, I'll take any type of questions anyone may have.
What exactly was the problem? We were told that he was holding onto the steering wheel like this, pumping the brakes. Was there anything specific that led to this crash and him having a hard time handling the bus? We
believe the largest contributing factor was his speed. The GPS showed his minimum speed being 48 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour posted zone. We believed as he was approaching that guard shack, coming up the hill, he was traveling too fast and had some split-second decisions to make. Do I strike the guard shack, or do I try to bring this bus to safety by jumping the curb? So we think he went with, hey, I can save this. I can try to regain control of this bus, at which time he was unfortunately unable to. Thankfully, he didn't strike any of the large trees, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the bus stopped. What we suspect occurred is, yes, he was pressing the brake as hard as he could, but what we were able to replicate that next day is you could angle your foot as hard as you were pressing the brake, hit the accelerator at the same time. And that video footage confirmed our suspicions because we could hear the accelerator on the bus. We could hear the engine accelerate, but the bus wasn't accelerating. So we believe, once again, it was driver error. It was he panicked, and this is the result.
Will his commercial driver's license be revoked?
That's a question. That would be a DHSMV. That will have to be a decision made by them. It does carry all the sanctions, and with him having his commercial driver's license, I know the sanctions are more severe. I'm not familiar with what exactly that is, though.
With him being cited with careless driving, what does he face now? I guess what's the next step for the sheriff's office?
For the sheriff's office, this concludes our investigation. Now he will have to face any type of disciplinary sanctions by the school board.
Is an impairment suspected in the crash?
No, and that's a good question. Thanks for bringing it up. We did check, working very close with the school board, and no impairment was an issue at this time. So thank you.
So you're saying he was pressing the gas and the brakes at the same time?
We suspect that that's what he was doing when he was very adamant about, I was hitting the brake, I was hitting the brake. We believe, yes, he was trying to hit the brake, but he was hitting the accelerator at the same time.
People at the scene were calling him a hero as well, staying on the bus, helping the kids get off as well. What's your reaction to that statement?
Well, I believe anytime that there's a crash, regardless of who causes the crash, and you help get every single child to safety, I would call that person a hero.
Can you say your name, sir, for us for the record?
Yes, I'm sorry, I should have gave that. Major Chad Chronister, ChadChronistер.
Major, thank you.
And Major, had the driver been cooperative throughout your investigation?
Extremely cooperative from the very beginning. Like I said, as was stated, he was in the water helping with the children and immediately gave us his version of the story.
So the brakes on the bus worked perfectly?
Correct. They were operable. We had those checked out. We had the accelerator checked out. We weren't unable to replicate any type of deficiencies or mechanical failures on the bus.
I'm sorry, you may have already mentioned this, but were you able to use cameras on the bus, or were those fried in the crash from being submerged?
Correct. We were provided some footage. I know it was spotty because it was underwater, but we were able to view a portion of the footage that we could hear the bus accelerate. We could see the panic in the driver's face, unfortunately, and see that the bus wasn't traveling any faster. So that's what confirmed our suspicions that he was indeed most likely hitting the brake, but unfortunately hitting the accelerator at the same time.
Did investigators have any concerns about the bus records that showed repeat brake problems on the maintenance?
No, because there was also, I believe, not to step out of bounds here, also a checklist showing that everything had been in working order before the bus was released, that an inspection had been done on the bus prior to the driver picking it up from the schoolyard.
Did investigators review all of the maintenance records as part of the investigation?
Correct, they did.
Any other questions?
His driving record, was that any concern to you at all?
That's another great question. I know he had been previously charged with a careless driving. It didn't affect the position or influenced our decision today of us charging him with careless driving, but we do know his driving record revealed a previous careless driving.
And where was that out of?
Unfortunately, I don't have that answer right now.
All right, I know you guys have a 3:30 with the school board, for those that didn't see them put out. We got 2 911 calls we'll put out here shortly and give those to you. We'll put them out on the media alert. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Major.